What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now. I'm Alex, and in this video, I want to go over my top 5 announcements at Xbox Game Showcase. Now, technically, I guess this doesn't necessarily have to be announcements. These could be brand new games, in which case they would be. These could be games that we've already seen, just kind of like newer stuff that we've seen. I know I promised a more upbeat video after the Halo video, and I'm going to deliver it. Honestly, I loved a lot of the things you look at. There's lists all over the internet of what was really shown at Xbox Game Showcase. They showed a lot of really cool stuff. So this is going to be this video. It is going to be a ranking, so I'm going to go in order, starting out at number 5, which is The Medium. The Medium, obviously we knew this game, and we knew this game existed, I should say. Back in May, they announced it, and I love this game. I guess I haven't obviously played it yet, but we got a little bit of gameplay. We got a little bit of a kind of like a tone kind of trailer, you know what I mean? I really loved it. I honestly do. Anything from this game, this is an example of a game that really, if you give me anything in a trailer, you give me anything in pictures, whatever, I'm all for. Honestly, this game really, I am a horror fan and I'm not a horror fan, but this game just honestly speaks to me. This is a game that is Series X exclusive. We talk about games that aren't going to be on Series X that are going to also be on Xbox. I mean, they've come out and say, like, yes, it'll be on PC, but it's also going to be on Xbox Series X, and we're not putting it on Xbox One. So that is a very big deal. That makes it harder for me to play it, right? We don't know the release date, so I honestly feel like the release date for this is probably going to be sometime in the spring. I don't know that for a fact. We'll have to end up seeing, when they do it, but I'm so pumped for this game. So honestly, again, anything they give to me from this game, I'm honestly already sold. Number 4 is Fable. Now, I guess the reason I didn't put this higher is we didn't really get all that much, right? We pretty much just got confirmation that there is a new Fable. I've gone on record saying I think Fable would be, I think Halo is probably my favorite franchise, although Fable has always had more potential to me. I feel like there has been a lot of wasted potential in Fable throughout its history, but this game speaks to me, I think, almost the most. Now, again, there are games that I think were just absolutely like lights out amazing at this event, but I think Fable honestly has the most potential. I think it can be better than Halo Infinite. I think it can be better than future Gears games. Again, I just love, I feel like it's the setting, the kind of game that Fable is. I love it. I've loved a lot of the past Fable games. Again, I just think that they haven't necessarily lived up to their expectations. This is obviously a reboot. This is from a different team than that has made past Fable games. So, it could definitely go wrong very quickly. I understand that. But at the same time, I'm willing to give them a chance, and I can't wait to see more. Again, I think one of the weaknesses maybe of this event and also of Fable, if Fable as an example there, is the fact that they didn't really show a lot of release dates. I think Fable, honestly, is at least like 2 years away from coming out. So I think this is probably not something we're getting for a very long time, which does suck. We're not probably going to get gameplay or anything for a while, but at least, again, we know that the game exists. Number 3 is Balan Wonderworld, and this is a game that actually, didn't it say Wonderland at some point, and then it changed itself to Wonderworld? We literally got the Mandela effect literally in real time, but I mean, man. Okay, so the thing with this game is it's not Xbox exclusive, right? They showed this in the pre-show with Jeff Keighley. They focused on a lot in the actual show. I think a lot of people thought this may be exclusive to them. It's not. It's coming out on the Switch. It's coming out on the PlayStation 5, PlayStation 4. So actually, I mean, this game actually I think would do really well on Switch. I think I would get it personally for the PS5. But man, oh man, this is coming from the Sonic creator. I mean, this game looks absolutely incredible. These kind of games, I'm a guy who likes kind of realistic graphics, like a game like The Last of Us Part 2 or Uncharted or God of War, just games that visually look very real. I'm a sucker for, okay? But honestly, and I think that's my preference, but at the same time, I also love all kinds of different art. I mean, Final Fantasy VII's remake, right? That's one of the most beautiful games ever created. I love games that try different art styles. We're going to get to a game at my number 1, actually, for spoilers, that is just absolutely like lights out my best one that was at this show. But this is a good example, right? This game looks different. It looks phenomenal. I mean, I love the kind of style they're going for. I love the action elements. I mean, this is a game that, man, like, we heard that this studio, I think it was yesterday or the day before, like very recently, we heard, okay, Square Enix has this studio. They've been working on a game. It's a game that they're going to show very soon. And then, bam, we got it. I mean, yeah, like sign me up. Absolutely, this is a day one buy for me. They absolutely sold it on me. Now, again, I mean, it's not Xbox exclusive, but, it doesn't, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. They used it for their show. It ultimately did, I think, really help their show out. A really phenomenal game, and an example of a game that you don't really expect. When you think of Microsoft, you think of Halo. Obviously, everybody's talking about Halo, and then you throw in a game like this, and it's like, again, it's not Xbox exclusive, but in an event like this, you expect Halo, and then you get something like this. It's like, man, not what I was expecting, but you know what? Like, this caught me. Again, it's not going to catch everybody, right? Obviously, some people are just not going to be into these kind of games, but man, I definitely am. So they really, really got me there. Number 2 is Avowed. So this is from, Obsidian, obviously. This is their brand new RPG. This game is being talked about like it's their Skyrim. So this is going to be an absolute massive, massive game. This is, in terms of the announcement for Microsoft, right at Xbox Game Showcase, this is massive. This is something that they needed, and this definitely does help them out. I still think overall they were lacking kind of in the exclusive. Now, yes, they showed, a ton of exclusives, but like big, impactful games. This is absolutely an example of one, though, right? Absolutely, because this game is going to be enormous. Now, again, another weakness, I guess, is we didn't get much. I guess we could say that, although I think we got enough to like get seriously pumped for it. And 2, they're still making Grounded. Grounded comes out, I believe, on Tuesday, which is that kind of ant game where you play as a smaller character. This is their next, obviously, really, really big project, but it's probably going to take years. So again, while I love seeing Fable, while I love seeing Avowed, while I love seeing some other games that they showed, a lot of these games are really far out. So a game like this, I don't think we're getting this game for like 2-3 years. So the year 2022 and 2023 may be enormous for Microsoft. You know what I mean? Like, if you are decide, and this is, again, I guess this is a strength and maybe a weakness. Like, they sold me on a lot of different things in this event. They didn't sell me on getting the Series X right away. What they did sell me on is I need to get this Series X within the next 2 years, because I'm not going to skip out on Avowed. I'm not skipping out on Fable. You know what I mean? So maybe right away there's not as big of a need. And you know what? Sony honestly can say the same. Maybe some people don't like Miles Morales or like Spider-Man. There's not all that much more coming out in the very, very short term. You got to wait a couple years to get the other games. So you could make the same argument for Sony, right? Obviously, there's difference of opinions, and you may favor one over the other. But, again, like something like this, something like Avowed, I loved it. I adored what we saw from it. Again, it looks very like Skyrim-esque, but it looks, I think, honestly, even better. I'm not like a diehard Skyrim fan. I don't own 50 versions on the 50 different consoles that this game is out on. I don't do that, but at the same time, I think it's a very, very good game. And again, Avowed is absolutely day one. It just kind of sucks that it's a little while away. Okay, number 1. This was without a doubt, my favorite game that was here, and it's Everwild. This game, obviously from Rare, looks absolutely incredible. There's really, I can talk about how it looks forever. When PlayStation had their PS5 reveal event, they announced a game called Kenna Bridge of Spirits, okay? And that game looks absolutely incredible, okay? That was one of my favorite things that Sony announced at that PS5 reveal event. And they announced a lot there. They announced Miles Morales. They announced Horizon. And if you ask me what is my top like PlayStation 5 games I'm looking forward to, I would tell you Horizon Forbidden West is number 1. Kenna Bridge of Spirits is number 2. There's something with that art style that's very like Journey-like or Rhyme or, things like that just speak to me. Those, again, like you put water in a game, I'm buying it, right? I'm a sucker for water. If you have a game that's got kind of like, again, like a Balan, a Wonder World kind of thing, or you have something like this, Everwild or Kenna Bridge of Spirits or Rhyme or Journey, if you have a game that looks like that, you sold me immediately. This game, honestly, I'll say this, and I can't even believe I'm saying this. I like it. I like the visuals of it. I think it will speak to me more than Kenna Bridge of Spirits, okay? This is a game that, okay, would I buy it? Like, if it only came out on Series X, would I get it? Probably not. Or would I buy the Series X just for this game? Probably not. It is a smaller game. It's not like it's a AAA, massive game that I'm going to be able to play for the rest of my life, or whatever your preference is. What I will say though is like this is like I have to get this game, okay? So if it does come on Series X, maybe I have to break literally the rule I just told you right now, right? But obviously this is going to be on Xbox One as well. This is a game I need to have. Again, Halo, like, visually was really good. There was a lot of other games, like the Medium even visually looks like a really, really solid game. There's a lot of games that visually looked outstanding. You could see a lot of texture, even like the indie part of the show. The textures of all these games, the smaller details. You saw the Ori and the Will of the Wisps, right? What that game is going to look like on Series X. It's ridiculous how good some of these games are going to look. And for some reason, a game like Everwild is my favorite looking game You could give me any game that Microsoft showed, okay, and I'm picking Everwild. Honestly, I really am. So absolutely incredible. I cannot wait to play this game. I'm so excited. This was the show for me. Once I saw this, everything else was kind of for some people, seeing Halo and then everything else was like gravy on top. For me, Everwild sold me on itself. I've already been sold on this game, by the way. This isn't the first time we saw this game, but I'm so excited to play it, okay? So let me know in the comments below, guys, what are some announcements that you guys really liked? I know I skipped some. I skipped like Stalker 2, I skipped State of Decay 3, I skipped Halo Infinite. I skipped some of the big ones that maybe you would have assumed would make my list, but let me know what your thoughts are. What are your top announcements in the comments below? As always, make sure you guys are subscribed to this YouTube channel, Podcast Now. Hit the bell icon so you guys know when these videos go up, and thank you all so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. I hope to see you all on the next video.